Kishimoto's Naruto has grown massive popularity throughout the world. However, the series is coming to a close very soon, and it's time for Kishimoto to put out some new ideas for his next work. This time, he brings to the table one of his old quote-unquote masterpieces back from the dust, as he tries to show off something different, rather than the ninja stuff. So does this 49-page one-shot Mario meet up to the hype that it was presented, or is it just a failed attempt to promote a work that isn't all that appealing? Well, let's get to it. The story is about a hitman named Mario who pretty much puts money as his first priority. His partner, Ken, is the brains of the duo, who hires a female assassin named Saori, who stomps on Mario when it comes to skills. She is presented as a beautiful yet emotionless character that has her gun do the talking due to some trust issues. Now, the story revolves around the growth within the relationship and trust between Mario and Saori. Mario initially is uninterested in her, but as the story progresses, he feels as though he wants to gain her trust and have a connection with her. He gives her one of his mother's earrings as a memento to his mother, explaining that this is a good luck charm that will protect her and that Saori is the reason why he is still alive. Saori realizes that she could trust Mario, and their overall growth in their relationship builds from that point on. However, due to Mario's decision to choose money over Saori, she overall ends up becoming framed for killing Filippo Manancini by the real killer Pierto. She becomes wanted by the Mancini family, and Mario was then hired by them to kill her for 500 grand, and if he fails to kill her within a week, he'll take his life instead. This then becomes a difficult choice for Mario because he has to choose either his life with wealth or this woman that he's felt a connection with in his demise. The two confront each other where they first met, and Mario pleads for forgiveness and knows very well that she did not commit the crime. Saori gains his trust back and lets her guard down. However, Ken takes advantage of the situation and shoots down Saori. Ken explains that this was all according to his plan, that he was the one who set everything up, as well as partnering up with Pierto so he could frame Saori and kill her, as well as killing Mario for the 500 grand reward. Saori, still alive apparently, shoots down Ken and severely wounds him, while Mario finishes him off. Mario makes the decision to let Saori go, while giving her the second piece of the earring, indicating that he deeply loves her and that he chooses her rather than his life and wealth. He tells her that his time is up and that he's going to see his mother in the afterlife. The story ends with Saori watching the same Chagall painting from the beginning of the chapter. Now overall, this one-shot was okay at best. The story had some good action moments, however, the story itself felt very rushed, with inconsistent and messy transitions throughout the story. There were some transition moments that I did feel were good. Some examples was when Saori appeared to be pulling the trigger on Mario, but switches to her killing the target, or the earring transitioning to the gun hole. But this is not a consistent transition throughout the story, and some scene changes are very sloppy and could possibly get the viewer confused. Some prime examples were the random flashback that occurred during the conversation between Mario and Ken, or the random scene change from the Lorenzo conversation with Mario and Ken conversation with Pierto. Now to the story. The story itself was very predictable. It was good, but predictable. Once the stage was set with Mario and Saori, I could tell that it would become a game of trust and overall lead to a betrayal. Because of this, the climactic moment didn't have as much impact as I wanted to have, which was a killjoy. A good point to note though was the character growth of Mario and Saori. Mario initially was a man who put money as his highest priority, due to this becoming a habit when he initially tried to gain money to save his mother's life, but instead became a person who kills for cash. In the end, he grows to become a man who puts a woman above everything else and dies for her well-being. Saori initially was presented as an emotionless character with a gruesome background and trust issues. However, in the end, she became a woman who found love and happiness and a motivation to keep on living and be free. So this story was good when it came to an overall growth between the main characters. While these characters had good growth throughout the story, the characters seemed bland in my opinion and didn't have that overall excitement that brings the character to life, something that would make me want to feel for the character. Mario did have some funny one-liners though, I gotta admit. The main antagonist, Ken, was pretty crappy. He had one specific mission, one goal, and that was to kill Saori, and he failed at doing so. I mean, how hard is it for a hitman to take out a single target that has their guard down? Only one shot. You see what I did there? But he fails. He fails at hitting the mark. I mean, a headshot would have done it easy, especially from that close distance. And Ken begging for forgiveness to Mario really downplayed his role as a main villain. Now here's where the money of the one-shot lies, the beginning and ending of the chapter, most notably the Chagall painting. The work of Chagall, The Birthday, displays a woman holding flowers being kissed by a man who appears to be flying as his head is crooked to where he can meet his lips with the woman as his body is directed towards the opposite direction. Well, after looking at the actual painting very carefully, the woman seems to be at a funeral, and this guy seems to be the spirit of her dead lover, and as this guy head towards the opposite direction, while still managing to give her a kiss, pretty much remarks that he will always be there for her, even in the afterlife. Well, that's what I think the painting means. So, why am I bringing this painting up in this one-shot review? Well, it's actually quite simple. The painting overall relates very deeply to the story itself. Saori found love, and the man she loves is now presumed to be dead, but his spirit or the earrings will protect her, and she can have this new opportunity to start fresh and move on with life. Now that's deep. Another point to relate the painting with the story was when Mario visits his mother's grave on her birthday. Given the title of the painting called The Birthday, these two things could very well relate to each other. Kishimoto, in my opinion, successfully put good incorporation of symbolism into his work, and I applaud him for that. So, back to my first question. Does this one-shot live up to the hype that Kishimoto presents? The answer is maybe. I feel that this one-shot has a lot of promise and could very well be a decent series. However, in my opinion, it will never reach a great standpoint. So with all the hit and misses and symbolism this one-shot presents, I'm gonna give Mario an overall 7 out of 10. But those are just my thoughts, and I would like to hear what your opinions are in the comment section down below. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll check you guys up on the next chapter review.